Simply Scuba presents the Deco Stop podcast. Hi everybody, welcome to the Deco Stop podcast. I'm Mark, and joined as ever with...
Today you can call me Fred. Sean.
Fred. Okay, Fred.
Fred.
We're here to talk about scuba diving and stuff.
So more stuff, less scuba.
That's what the people ask for. So first off, we're jumping into website updates. So I can finally announce the new brand that I've been talking about for about a month.
Playboy.
It's not Playboy. It's Santee. Santee is actually an established brand with us. We used to sell Santee sort of quite a while ago. But for those of you who have just joined us, we had a bit of a sort of a move around where simplyscuba was basically bought by another company. So we had to redo all the contracts and do all that kind of stuff. So that's why you don't see a lot of the sort of the other brands that used to be on the website,
like Playboy.
But they're slowly eventually coming back. The newest one is Santee. So Santee is a Polish brand. They've been around for a fair while, and they are very highly regarded in the sort of exposure protection world. They make fantastic dry suits, but also dry suit undersuits, lots of accessories and bits and bobs. So we had the first drop a couple of weeks ago. They finally made it onto the website because we had to upload images and descriptions, all that kind of stuff, which just takes time. But they are there. So it's all in stock, all ready to buy. So yeah, from their BZ400 undersuit, which is actually the one that I wear. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. They also have a heated version, so you can connect it to a battery, and it has heating coils running throughout it, which is lovely.
Nice.
Flex 190, which is a thinner undersuit, very low bulk, but it's actually rated down to 7 degrees Celsius, believe it or not.
Wow.
So that's very impressive, yeah. All sorts of accessories, undersuit socks and bits and bobs, but also one of their most popular products, or at least it used to sell in good numbers, is their blackout mask, which is basically a blindfold.
Excellent.
And it's only really useful for training in zero visibility. So it's a great way to practice diving in an overhead environment, getting used to a complete blackout in a safe way without literally muddying the waters. You can just put this blindfold over your diving mask, practice your sort of exiting techniques and guidelines and all that kind of stuff. But then if you need to, you can remove it to get your complete vision back. And we used to sell loads of them. I think because not too many people make them, and the Santee one is just perfect.
Yeah.
It fits over pretty much any mask, and it's actually comfortable to wear once it's on.
Isn't there a rule though? When you take it off, you have to say peekaboo.
That's the safe word. But yeah, we used to sell quite a lot of them, and yeah, they are handy as a training aid. But yeah, head over to the website. They've got their own sort of brand page and everything, so definitely worth checking out. Moving on to the green initiative. So this is the thing, and there's going to be a lot of TLAs or 3-letter acronyms with this, I'm afraid. We have we have become, as a sort of a company, the Internet Fusion Group, our head of sustainability has been named as one of the judges for the Association of MBAs sort of awards, which is pretty cool. So this
what have we got to do with the National Basketball League?
It's the MBA, not the NBA. So it's the AMBA and BGA Excellence Awards for 2022. I told you there's going to be a lot of TLAs. So yeah, there's all sorts of different sort of categories, and it's basically business students sort of heading into the world of business and whatnot. And yeah, it's Entrepreneur of the Year and all that kind of stuff. But it also includes sustainability initiatives and ways that they can create like new innovative strategies and companies that are more eco-friendly, and we're there to sort of help judge the contestants and their projects, which is good because it obviously means that they sort of understand that as a company we are very focused on being as environmentally friendly as possible. We put it out on all sort of emails, and as much as possible, it's all as sort of eco-friendly as it can possibly be. And they sort of accepted our head of sustainability to be one of their judges, which I just thought was pretty cool.
It's awesome.
So worth messaging.
And when you buy from us, you are helping with that, guys. Just to let you know, we are one of the world's most eco-friendly warehouses. So if you do care for the environment, you'd buy from us and no one else.
Yeah.
I'm joking, but I'm also not. That's quite serious.
Yeah. In a serious way, we are probably one of the best.
There we are.
Sort of most eco-friendly, especially dive companies.
We are the most eco-friendly dive company in the world, hands down.
Yeah.
No other company or even online store or physical store can beat us in the race against eco. Because obviously we share the same warehouse with all our other sister companies. I can offload my tagline at the end of, I have to say this at the end of every Web Talks. As of recording, guys, our warehouse has actually got down our carbon emissions down by 93.5%, which is a massive deal. We use biofuel, don't we? A lot of our power comes from solar energy and all that sort of thing. So even like Apex, now they have a fantastic green initiative. That ours is far superior. Just to say that, Apex, not to rub it in. You can't beat us. But
anyway, it is a huge part of our company to be as environmentally friendly. It's almost ahead of sort of margins and sales. We're more concerned about being responsible than we are at making money. So it's a nice company to work for.
Yeah,
and it's something nice that we can promote.
Although our bio oil does come from seals, live seals. That's where you get the best. That's
sustainable.
Sustainable seal blubber and bones and tusks. No. Swiftly moving on. Internet Fusion, do not fire me for that comment. I was only joking. You use the tears of unicorns. That's what runs our warehouse. So should I get straight on to social updates? There's so many.
Yeah, go on then.
Wicked. So, service interval vote. Obviously, we've not done one, and we're not going to be doing one for September. So the next one is on the 1st of October. And guess what, guys and girls? I'm going to give you a taster. I'm going to let you know what the 3 votes are for. So we have the best shipwrecks to dive. There's meant to be shipwrecks, not shipwreck, because that'd be a very short video, just the one.
It's just, here it is. It's the Thistlegorm.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Well, spoilers, right, guys, the Thistlegorm will not apply to that top 5. Actually, it probably will.
Yeah, the one shipwreck that's on like literally everyone's top 5 list is not going to feature on our top 5 list. That would be scandalous.
Yeah, that could be a bone. That could be an add-on. Oh yeah,
we would have riots if the Thistlegorm wasn't in the list.
Let's test it. Anyway, yes, we've got that one. We've got ocean conservation for new scuba divers. That's going to be interesting. And then we also have tips for saving air consumption. So those are the 3 votes, and that vote will be live at 6 a.m. GMT on the 1st of October. Just wait for that. That'll be on the community tab. So go check that out. The community tab. And the only other thing for YouTube is obviously Ask Mark will be back on the 8th of October. We're taking some time off, and I'm filming as well, some other bits. So, Ask Mark's going to be delayed till the 8th of October. That's YouTube. Instagram, obviously, our road to 6,000 is continuing, so please go and follow us over on Instagram. But it's doing amazingly well, which is really, really cool. It's getting a nice surge, a bigger surge than I thought. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who is following us and is enjoying the new layout and the new way that we do it over there. And hello to all the new followers as well. So welcome to the family. Thank you for joining the journey to 6,000. And as soon as the 6,000's done, everyone can unfollow us and we're going to restart and do it again.
That's not how it works.
Is it not?
How any of this works.
No? Oh, okay. Okay, don't do that then. Apparently that's the wrong thing. Cool. And obviously as well, talk about the podcast just briefly. We're on holiday, like I said. So the Deco Stop will be back on the 9th, which is the Saturday. So yeah, obviously we don't film it live. We'll film it before then, but that's when it goes live. So Deco Stop will cease to exist for the rest of this month, and it will be back on the 9th of October. But don't worry though, podcast-wise, we still got the surface intervals, there's still dive briefs, and there's still deep dives all scheduled up. So there's still some bits for you to listen to on the podcast as well. And that's it really. Nothing else is happening because it's all tying down and getting everything ready for when we're not here basically. So not much is going on. But what's going on in the world of scuba diving news, young Marky Mark?
Okay, so news stories that caught my eye. So the first one comes from South Africa. And so this was reports from some local fishermen. They saw a body of a man floating offshore near the Van Stadens River mouth. And so they were like, oh, better call this in. So the NSRI, which is the National Sea Rescue Institute, they all sort of went out in force. They had police, canine search and rescue, sort of searching around, searching the water. They didn't find any bodies. What they did find was I think it was a single scuba diving fin, just floating in the water. They say it was recovered from the shoreline nearby. They're not sure if it's related to the case, but they're basically like, well, I think this might be what they saw. So they obviously want anybody who was either diving in the area, anyone whose family member was diving in the area and hasn't come back, or anyone who lost a pair of fins in and around that area. Please just give them a call and to sort of let them know, because we never know. There could actually be a body that has sort of gone under the water since the fishermen saw it. But yeah, if you were diving in that area around the, I think it was last weekend, just call up the emergency operations center and just sort of let them know, especially if you lost a pair of fins, because that would just put them all at ease.
And then they give you the bill, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that.
I think something that just like sparked a memory, and that did actually happen to someone, and I can't remember what it was, but they either got in trouble or they like called out the emergency services, and turns out it wasn't anything, and then they basically gave them a bill because it's not cheap. Especially with helicopters and stuff, it's a lot of money, and they of course take it very seriously because it could be someone who needs help. Don't prank call and all that kind of stuff, because it's they will send you a bill.
If that's in America, mate, like you could just imagine that happening in America, because this didn't happen, this isn't in the States, is it?
No, that was South Africa.
South Africa. So if this happened in the States, and the news report would go up, and you're all in the bar. It's like, Steve, mate, didn't you lose a fin? It's like, shut up, mate, I didn't.
Yeah,
but you know, the friend's like, I don't want to pay for it.
X-nay on the info.
I'm all right, thanks. No, it wasn't mine. Mine were pink. That's blue.
Custom faded red.
Yeah. Oh, bless. Yeah, all of that effort though. Hopefully it was just no one's actually missing. I doubt we would have known now shortly.
Yeah, I couldn't find any sort of follow-ups to that story. So, hopefully all is well.
It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
Next one was, back from last weekend, which, of course, was the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Scuba divers in the Florida Keys, they installed a huge American flag on one of the shipwrecks. And so it's about 60 feet deep. But the flag that they put up, an American flag, obviously, the Stars and Stripes, they put up on the general...
That's rude, man. They should put the English flag up.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would they?
I don't know.
So they attached it to the king post of the General Hoyt S. Vandenberg, which was purposely sunk. It's like 60 feet underwater.
Was it sunk
but
for
the
this
flag
this cause?
No.
I'm going to sink the ship first, just to put a flag on it.
Yeah, it wasn't sunk in a battle. It was purposely scuppered. But yeah, so it sits in about 60 feet of water, but the flag that they put up was 40 by 30 feet. So humongous flag. And later on, they had a flyby by two like Navy helicopters, which is pretty cool. And yeah, just to remember 9/11. I'm not entirely sure what they did after that.
They cut it loose and just let it drift.
Well, that's it. I mean, yeah, 30 by 40 feet is huge. I'm not sure if the US flag code comes into it, because I know they're pretty strict about what happens to their flags. So yeah, I imagine they went back a day or so later and collected it. I'm not sure, but I don't think leaving it in the water is probably the best idea, because that's just going to get wrapped around and damage stuff.
Yeah, it's a bad move if they left it.
Yeah. I'm all for like putting up flags and sort of photo ops and getting scuba diving into sort of mainstream media and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, after that, okay, thanks. Let's fold it up and sort of get out of the water.
Get out of the water. Don't
going
touch
over
the
to heading over to the west coast of the US and California. They're struggling with an outbreak of purple sea urchins.
No, give it its name. Give it its cooler name.
They have the nickname of zombie urchins.
Yeah.
Because they can survive in a starvation mode for a few years, and they're basically their population has just exploded in recent years because of a few different sort of reasons, but I think they're natural predators. They've all sort of gone away or died off, and the water temperature is more favourable for them now because it's getting a little bit warmer. I think there's something to do with a storm as well. But basically, divers who usually go down and collect red sea urchins, which are quite valuable. You can sell them for like sushi and stuff. They're basically being kicked out because of this new like purple sea urchin. But what the purple sea urchins are doing are they're just ravenous and they just destroy kelp forests. So yeah, divers are going in and collecting these guys, and it's like the entire sea floor is just purple spiky pom-poms. And yeah, they are collecting them out, and they are in like huge bins. And you have to lift them out with a crane because they're just collecting so many of them. I think you can sell them because again, for like sushi and stuff, but they're not as valuable. I don't think they're quite as tasty as the red ones, unfortunately. So they're just getting them out, and then the more they get out, they just get replaced by others. And it's this like sort of never-ending battle of this they call them zombies of the sea, because they can just like sit there without eating for years. But they're saying that the Northern California kelp forests have suffered like 95% loss since 2012.
Of course.
You would really have to sort of get on top of this. So we got lionfish on the east coast, and I think they're coming around to the west coast as well. We now got these zombie urchins. It's a never-ending battle. Then you get some kind of starfish that eats things as well, and you're like, oh, come on, guys.
just concrete the whole thing. There you go. Problem solved.
An actual positive story about an invasive species is, I think this comes from Maine, and divers and snorkelers have been working their hardest to clean out this invasive milfoil weed.
Say that again. What's the weed called?
Milfoil.
Milfoil. That's what I heard.
No, milfoil.
Good old milfoil.
Yeah.
I love throwing you off. It's so much fun.
They've spent the past 20 years collecting this and removing it and trying to get it out of this lake. And after 20 years, they have been sort of announced to be milfoil free because you have to be there can't be any traces of it for 3 seasons. Because obviously, sure, you can take out sort of everything, but then if there's the roots or something are still in, or seeds, and it comes back the following season, then no. So 3 seasons, but they have been milfoil free, and they say obviously they've spent a long time. One of them, it's been 25 years since they started, and it's not like they do it every day or every week or something. It's between 4 to 8 times a year they get together on holiday weekends to sort of spend a day cleaning out sort of whatever they can, and they finally done it, so congratulations to them.
They have been throwing they take it out of that lake though, and then they throw it in the other lake, so the other lake's now got that problem. It's got 25 years worth of milfoil in it.
Divers cleaning up. This one comes from Greece, Kefalonia, and they had I think there was a cyclone or something recently, and basically a lot of stuff ended up sinking in the ocean nearby from boats and bits and bobs, and the divers have basically been sort of going in. They did a whole sort of cleanup, just branches and just bin bags of stuff, because cyclones just drag things, and then if it ends up in the water, it ends up on the bottom, and that's where it stays. So they spent some time collecting bits and bobs from under the water recently, so well done to them.
Awesome.
And finally, a news story that I only sort of caught a couple of hours ago, so I haven't had a chance to read all the way through, but it's basically they're planning a zero carbon submarine that is a cargo shipment from Glasgow to Belfast. So they basically created this underwater torpedo. They put the Union Jack on it for some reason, it's so this comes from a development company called Oceanways. They're being awarded a share of a 23 million green maritime funding.
That's why they've made it.
So basically they've created this underwater submarine torpedo thing that can work to sort of ship things backwards and forwards.
Cool.
They're looking to create a fleet that could secure 27 tons of CO2 emissions in the first year of operations.
Cool. I can't see that Fast and Furious though. That's going to get hacked, and then they're going to fill that with explosives, and they're going to blow up Ireland, and it's just going to sink. The fleet of bombs, but it's all right. It's ocean neutral or carbon or whatever. It's all good,
and it's got a Union Jack all printed all over it.
I don't see the point of that unless it. Yeah. Why?
Yeah, I mean I get that they're aiming for zero carbon transportation.
It's good
in the water. Yeah. I don't know why it has to go under the water. Surely that adds more complications than it saves.
Can they not just do a massive... I've got. It's really simple, but between the docks of Belfast and wherever this is, have a pulley rope.
Glasgow.
Just have a pulley rope, and then you can put stuff in the rope, and then just push it. Have it at a slight angle.
And a guy called Frank.
Like a zip site. Yeah. There you go. That's carbon neutral. Just have a little pulley system. I say little, a massive pulley system.
You would have to put in for the local noise pollution of him going wee every time. That would have to go into your plans.
I'm happy.
Bird species.
I'm happy to do that.
But was one of those clickbaity things. I just saw a torpedo with a Union Jack on it and just thought, well, what's this all about? And it's carbon neutral and whatnot. So that will be interesting. It probably won't ever happen in my lifetime, but I just thought, it's kind of interesting.
It's good that these sorts of things need to kind of happen, as long as they're not that clickbaity, or it's just, we need some funding, let's make something. Oh, thanks for the loan, government. We're not going to make this.
Yeah, I'd rather they spend more time sort of focusing on how to create like existing freighter ships.
Yeah.
To be zero carbon, because those beasts must kick out so much pollution, and they are constantly on the move. Except when was it, Green King or something blocked the Suez Canal or something?
Was it Green King?
It was something green.
Evergreen. I'm pretty sure it was Evergreen.
That was it. I was like, Green King. It's like, don't they make beer?
Don't know. Sounds like green beer. Ugh.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing that a lot of people hopefully are starting to realize, is that when you buy something, especially when it comes from abroad, it's been shipped in one of those huge containers.
Well, I did it. So I was cycling in Canada, in Vancouver, and they you go past the woods, or like the park that they've got there, and that's a freight thing. And I was cycling. I was like, why is it getting dark? Why is it getting dark? And I literally looked over, and there's just this massive trawler. You're like, holy cow! You're literally blocking the sunlight.
Yeah,
it's nuts. Those things are massive.
But maybe one day we'll get some kind of. I think. Oh, what was it? Someone was like saying, why don't we use like wind powered or wind power for ships? And it's like, we literally did this in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
They're called sails. That's zero emissions. We figured that out a few hundred years back.
And it's okay until the wind stops or changes direction of where you want to go, and then you're like, well, I guess we're going this way, or we're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
I still think my zip line, that's the future.
Just an entire world of different zip lines. You go to Heathrow Airport, you have to climb up different ladders.
Yes.
Yes. To different countries.
Oh, be brilliant.
How long is this flight?
Yeah.
Is there in-flight entertainment?
You've got it where you can only get standard, so it's a bit sticky, the mechanism that pulls you, so it takes that little bit longer, but it's cheaper.
Or in first class, you can recline.
That's the future, guys. Right, well, that was Scuba News. Thank you for sharing those stories with us, Mark. If you have lost your fin, please report it. Or if you might get, do that. And anyway.
I had it once on a similar story, in that when I was working abroad, I actually hung up my wetsuit in a tree to let it dry off, and as we were doing something else sort of in the boat, and as we were like going along the shoreline, someone saw this silhouette of my wetsuit just like hanging from a branch, and they were like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "It's my wetsuit. It's fine. No one's killed themselves."
Yeah, that dive was so bad. I just want to end my life. I can't even be bothered to take my wetsuit off. Just gonna hang from there.
It did look bad from a distance.
So that's an idea. Like, you can get wetsuit hangers that look like heads.
Yeah,
you can
for Halloween.
No. Yeah, coming to you live. Coming to you next fall. The Simply Scuba Halloween mask that looks like you're hanging someone. Anyway, that's a future product. Mark, what is your product of this week?
So my product of the week is the Santi BZ400X dry suit undersuit. So this is actually my undersuit, not my specific.
I was going to say, wow,
we're the same model.
That's amazing.
Yeah, first come, first serve.
Yeah.
But no, it was. It's a onesie. Basically, I have dived with two-piece undersuits. Two-piece undersuits, they are nice, but as you do sort of do like shutdown drills and stuff, you do sort of reach underwater. You do often like expose your sort of midriff, which in cold water isn't really the best thing.
Right.
So as a onesie, it's sort of much better. But also, Santi are great at the little details. So underneath the armpits, you actually have this sort of much thinner elastic material, so your arms completely stretch. But when you put your arms back down, you don't have any bulky material underneath your arms. In the inside of the elbows and the backs of your knees, it goes much thinner as well. Again, so you don't have that kind of bulk. It has pockets. So many dry suit undersuits don't have pockets, and granted, you don't really use them in the water because it's kind of tricky. But outside of the water, when you're sort of walking around on the deck of the boat, you've got the top half of your dry suit down. It's quite handy to like keep things sort of in pockets. And like before a dive, me and a lot of my mates, we'll wake up in the morning and we'll get straight into our undersuits, because what's the point in getting changed and then walking down to the boat and then getting changed into your undersuit? And you just got to expose yourself in public again. So
you're not allowed to do that anymore, Mark. You've been told.
I know, I'm on the list. So yeah, having pockets does make a world of difference. And yeah, it's relatively low bulk, but it's incredibly warm. It's rated for under 7 degrees Celsius. So if you're diving into like really cold waters, or you're spending a lot of time in the water, then yeah, it's a lovely, lovely, comfortable suit. Comes in a whole sorts of different sizes. You get the standard like small, medium, and large, but you also get LL, which is my size, which is like large, long. You also get LLL, which is like large, long, but a little bit longer if you're quite tall. Yeah, they're very good with their size charts.
Cool.
Men's and females versions, and yeah, it just ticks all of the boxes. You also get the BZ400 Extreme, which actually has heating coils across your chest, down your thighs, down your arms as well. So if you have like a Santi thermovalve or one of their connectors to your dry suit, and then an external battery, you can plug it in, turn it on, and it's literally an electric blanket all over you.
Cool.
Obviously, you need to sort of make sure that it's how it's affecting your decompression, but oh yeah, very, very, very nice. And if you disconnect it, it's still a really nice undersuit.
Can you prank someone with that? So you don't tell them that it's heated, and then they're under the water, and then you see if you can switch it on, and they make it think that they've weed themselves. Because you do that in a car with car seats. I remember someone did that to me. I'm like, why is this warm? Oh no. Am I at that stage of my life where I wet myself and I don't realise?
I think I read somewhere it can heat up to like 43 degrees Celsius or something.
Why is the water bubbling around you?
Yeah, that's toasty. But that's one reason why you have the external battery, so you can always disconnect it. But yeah.
Wow.
No, it's a very nice dry suit undersuit. If you are diving in cold waters or for like longer dives, definitely worth checking out the BZ400. There'll be a link down in the description, depending on where you're listening to this.
Yeah. If it's a podcast, good luck with that. Wicked. Excellent. So, guys and girls, do you love Santi? Are you proud? Are you happy that we now got Santi back that we're stocking? Do you have the BZ400? Let us know in the comments below if you're listening to this on YouTube. Please do that. Yeah. Okay. So, Mark, the question of the week is scuba diving too old? Does it need to be old? Yeah, does it need to be rejuvenated? So I know we've had similar conversations about this before, but like it's seen as it has been seen and has been known as the majority of people that scuba diving are of a certain age. Now that's not saying that younger people are going scuba diving, but there's not as many younger people going scuba diving. So one, is that true? And two, if it is, how the heck do we change it? I want the answers now, and I want it solved right now, Mark. I don't want any. What do you guys think? I want the answer.
But I'm only an instructor. This is quite an old problem with the diving industry, and it's we see a common curve. So obviously you can't learn to scuba dive before the age of 8, or the age of 8 is the youngest where there's like official courses. You can obviously teach children younger, but no like official like qualifications or courses will allow it due to lung development and all sorts of other sort of issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we start to see, if you look along like a timeline of different ages, it starts to creep up around 8, where kids are doing like SEAL.
That sounds a bit
stuff,
weird,
going
creeping up at around about 8 marks. Those kinds of words.
numbers. And then at 10, it sort of jumps up again, because that's when they can start to do like their open water. The numbers kind of trickle up until you get to around the sort of the 18, sort of 19, 20-year-old. That's when it starts to drop back down. So it's where kids have been learning to dive with their parents out on holiday, but then as soon as they go to university or college, then of course they don't have that disposable income, so they don't really continue to go diving. Some still do. When it's like their passion, they still go diving.
Or they have rich parents that pay for it.
But a lot of them stop. And then it's only until like sort of mid-30s when it starts to creep back up. More and more divers start to continue, because they've been to college, they've come out, they've got jobs, and they're getting that kind of disposable income. They've kind of got their families. Kids are sort of starting to grow up, so they start to go scuba diving again. And then once you get to like the 40s and 50s, that's when the real like big numbers are like going scuba diving, and then it doesn't sort of drop down again until like 60s and 70s, because as long as you're doing like chilled out dives, or you're sort of perfectly fit and healthy, there's no upper age for scuba diving. It's just something that you and your doctor have to sort of discuss and sort of decide when's the best time to hang up your regulators. But
or if you use our brand new Halloween wetsuit hangers, you can use one of them.
Hang it from a tree branch and scare the neighbours. But yeah, how do we fix it? It's tough. I think there is a certain amount of so like getting it into like mainstream media. I think we discussed that recently.
Yeah,
it's nice that we're seeing it in like kids' video games.
Yeah,
because there's a few different like literally scuba diving video games out there, which kind of gets it into their like mindset, and like, oh yeah, maybe I'll be sort of interested in this sort of in the future.
Subnautica is apparently amazing on the Switch, because I'm looking at buying some new Switch games, and Subnautica's like ranked top 5 with like all the main bits, which is cool. Yeah, and that's a free. Is that free diving? Subnautica diving? I don't know.
I don't know.
And you got Roblox as well. There's a massive scuba
Roblox. That's
Roblox.
The one. Yeah, that's the one that
I'm
thinking of.
It's the one.
From what I've seen, it's like Minecraft but underwater.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get into that in a couple of years with little dudes. Or definitely Minecraft. I mean, my brother, who's 46, plays Minecraft. I don't know how he's got a kid on the way. I thought he's a virgin. Jesus.
I mean, it kind of. I mean, I do understand. I still play sort of video games, and it kind of goes into that slight that world construction, like Lego type sort of thing. So I do understand it.
Love me some Lego.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's just trying to make it accessible for sort of youngsters, and because a lot of them I see on like Reddit, it's like, oh, I'm 14 or something. How do I get into scuba diving? It's like, well, it's as easy as walking into a dive center, but if it isn't like obvious, because they're obviously asking the questions, then yeah, we need to make it easier for them. I mean, I started at school, and it was just like a extracurricular sort of thing, and yeah, we need sort of more of that. When I was working at a dive center, we used to go to sort of local schools and just do like a tri dive session at their swimming pool. so that at least they can try it out, and then they can say, I tried out scuba diving. If they want to get into it, we'll explain how to sort of go through the courses and stuff. So I think sort of more of that, getting dive centres to sort of spend a bit of time with local schools and sort of getting kids into it, and that's.
I was just thinking, because obviously, if you join like you have, so what's the word? It's not the Scouts, but obviously it's for like the Navy version of the Scouts, the cadets. I think they do scuba diving for that. But like, if you go through Scouts and stuff, surely you should have like your underwater badge or something. Again, I never went to Scouts.
I imagine there is. Yeah, me neither. I imagine there is something. They've got a badge for everything.
They have
Scouts, but it's the real tricky bit is that that dip in the like 20s. That's where we need to sort of aim. So whether it's like university accreditation, I think PADI, if you do your open water, that counts towards certain college credits and stuff. Cool. So they are trying, obviously. It's just we need to, I don't know, either sort of get that sort of demographic and really sort of put it out there. It's tricky.
You've not answered the question, Mark. How dare you? Come on.
Podcast.
I wanted results.
Yeah, I think in trying to get it into social media as well, because I mean, before us, there was a handful of like scuba diving like influencers. It's nice to see that there are more and more nowadays sort of doing their thing, getting people to see, here's someone like diving under the water and like finding stuff and like looking at different fish and things. So I think that is the real answer. Just get it on their phones, and then maybe they'll eventually do it themselves.
For all the negativity, like things like Instagram is perfect for scuba diving and free diving and just generally being underwater. For all the negatives that platform has and offers, it can, inspire people, which is fantastic. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it open to people that are listening and obviously listening/watching on YouTube. Do you think scuba diving is too old? Does it need to be rejuvenated? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, please.
Yeah.
We'll go from there. And that is it. That is the show.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shorter episode, but normally I waffled on about 10 hours about stats and stuff about social.
Statistics.
But there isn't any because we ain't doing anything for the next 2 weeks. So
no, we're going on holiday. But we'll Sean has promised that he'll be on his phone to answer any of your questions, even when he's on holiday.
Yeah. No, sorry. I will try next week because I'm in London filming. So if there is any, because you're away basically Mark's away next week and then I'm away the week after. But this week coming, I'm doing some filming for our sister companies. So I'll be on the phone. So I'll tap into the gram. I'll tap into the questions.
Say hello.
But if it's complicated or anything, I ain't gonna touch it. So. Good luck with that.
No worries. So everybody, don't forget, if you enjoyed this, obviously, to sort of follow and subscribe wherever you're listening. If you could sort of rate us and sort of post a comment if the platform allows for it, because they're all slightly different and this podcast goes out on all sorts of different platforms.
Doesn't really do that.
But thank you for listening. Again, don't forget to head over to our Instagram, just at simplyscuba, because we're trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully, we're going to sort of hit that target. Don't forget to check out simplyscuba.com because we sell all sorts of interesting stuff, but now included with Santi. We still have 2 new brands that are on the way. But again, it's probably going to be sort of next week or the week after where they're finally going to arrive. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to subscribe to the email list because we'll email out sort of any new and exciting equipment. You'll be the first to know, as well as any sort of discount codes and stuff.
So we're not getting Playboy. Is it FHM? Are we going a bit lower? That's too prime. No? We're not even getting FHM.
If you are looking to buy anything from the website, remember that we have Klarna 0% finance, so you don't pay any extra than the asking price, but you get to sort of get a bit of control over when the money comes out of your account. We also have Agia, which is a very clever system which sort of acts to sort of protect your information. It encrypts all sorts of banking details, so everything is much safer when buying online from simplyscuba.com. Don't forget to check out our sister foundation, which is the 2 Minute Foundation. So they do some wonderful things to help clean up our beaches. They have an app called the Beach Clean app, so you can see how you can help out. It only takes 2 minutes of your sort of daily walk just to sort of pick up some trash from your local area. If you do have any questions, comments, queries, or even corrections, because Sean and I, sometimes we make mistakes. We apologise.
I'm perfect in every single way. I do not say anything wrong or offensive or misleading. Never.
But if you do want us to discuss anything sort of in greater detail, if you use the hashtag AskMark in your comments, and we'll talk about it on the Friday show when we get back in October. Thank you for listening, everybody, and of course, safe diving.
Stay classy, scuba divers.
The Deco Stop podcast is produced and recorded by Simply Scuba, the UK's #1 dive store. Visit today at simplyscuba.com.